Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is basically a little video telling you 10 different couple / engagement type poses that you can use at your next couple / engagement portrait session. I wanted to make this video just to kind of show you how I like to do a couple session and just kind of showing you how many prompts and poses that you can do. And I have just chosen 10 today, and I do actually have some bonus ones as well to share with you. So if that's something you're interested in seeing, if you're a photographer who is looking for more poses and prompts to use at your next engagement session, then stick around until the end of this video so you can learn about all these fun prompts and poses that I love using and that my couples love within their sessions with me. My name is Jennifer Cook, and I am a wedding photographer serving both the Nashville, Tennessee area and the Lynchburg, Virginia area. And my husband and I love just building relationships with our couples, and an engagement session is one of those ways in which we continue to build that relationship with our wedding couples. I call them my JC brides because I love my JC brides, and we really get to build such a relationship, literally to the point where when I finally have to deliver the gallery to them, I'm almost sad that the journey with them is somewhat coming to a close. But I also really think that my journey with them is not coming to a close. I actually more think that our journey with them is just beginning. Our part of our business journey might be coming to a close, but I more see it as we've built a friendship, and now I really get to watch them as a couple grow up together and their marriage to grow, and that's really exciting to me. And I think that's one of the big reasons of why we do what we do, because every time a couple gets married, a new family is established, and that's just really, really cool to see. Anyway, so back to the topic of the video today. So it's my 10 couple poses that I like to use at engagement sessions. And I definitely use way more poses and prompts than just this. This is just a rundown of the quick ones I could think of and wanted to tell you about. So I'll be showing examples of these different poses and prompts throughout this video. I'll be popping up images I've taken of my couples. So go ahead and just watch and learn so that you can have more poses and prompts to use at your next session. Number one is the walk and talk. I really enjoy starting out my engagement sessions with just having the couple walking, maybe along a path or something like that. And I just have them to walk and talk and just enjoy being with each other at this session. I want to ease them into their session. I don't want to scare them with a really complicated pose at first. So I really try to keep the start of the engagement super natural and simple, and just so that they can feel comfortable being in front of the camera. Really just so that, they don't have to feel like they're on show or on display. This is really just a time for them to enjoy being with each other and getting some cute photos of them being together as a couple. So we do the walk and talk, and you can do the walk and talk. They can walk away from you, they can walk towards you. You could have them walk kind of parallel to you or side to side. There are lots of different ways you could do this walk and talk. And as they're walking, you could instruct them to smile at each other, laugh at each other. One of them can laugh at me. One can look back, so if they're walking away, she can look back over her shoulder and laugh at me. So I'm kind of instructing them to do different things as they're walking and talking. I normally don't just let them walk for a solid minute by themselves, because I think that if there is silence, there can often be they can feel uncomfortable, they're not sure if they're doing a good job. But if you're constantly talking to them and praising them and telling them what to do, but in a very natural, candid way, then that can help them feel comfortable and help set them at ease for the rest of their session. Okay, that was a really long first point. So number two is you can twirl her. So you can have, the guy twirl the girl. And sometimes you can call this the spin shot or the twirl. But I'm trying to think here. We've actually figured out a really good way how to twirl with hands, the proper hands for each person. Okay, yes, so we found it best that the guy should twirl her, so with his right hand, and the girl should hold the guy's hand. So basically, long story short, is that they both hold, if they hold right hands, each of their right hands, then they should be able to twirl. So the guy's twirling the girl over here, that way I can see the guy's face, but I can also see the girl's face when she's coming around. Because if you use the left hand with the guy, then it blocks the face and it looks really awkward. So definitely just have them hold the right hands to begin with, and then you can twirl. And that works really well. Number 3 is a super fun prompt, and that is basically to tell her to jump into his arms and then tell him to like twirl her around. This is super fun because you can get some really just like fun candid moments. I mean, you could even tell him to like go, you know, tell her go jump into his arms, and then he can like spin her around, and they can kiss, you know, whatever. Like he can tickle her. Like let it be a candid moment. Like you don't have to set everything up. Just kind of give him this prompt. And then they'll kind of take it from there, and just like this is probably one of my favorites to do because it is just so fun and natural and candid, and my couples just think it's super fun to do. Number 4 is nose to nose. That's basically when the couple's literally nose to nose, and I tell them to just kind of like, I'm normally like rub your noses like against each other, and that can be super cute. They could like share a kiss from there. They could kiss each other like on cheeks, on foreheads. There's a whole bunch of different things you could do. So I'll show you a few examples of from within this starting pose of like rubbing your noses together. It kind of makes them giggle. There's a lot of other shots you can do within that pose, and so I think that's kind of fun and cute to do, and that's one of the shots that I honestly do a lot because my couples really like it. Number 5 is sit and cuddle. So this is kind of cute because you can find like a cute place for your couple to sit down, maybe like a rock or a bench. And I normally just tell them like get into your like cute like sit and cuddle position. And I think that every couple is going to be different in how they actually sit and do this little like sit cuddle thing. So that's why like it can be best to just say like, you know, do your thing. Like one girl might sit on his lap, or they might just sit side by side, or they'll wrap their arms away. So it's a moment for them to kind of have like a candid moment. And I think that if you do have a couple that needs more instructions, you can totally give them more instructions, like where to place the hands. And sometimes you need to do that. But some couples will just like throw themselves together, and it'll just be like cuddly and cute, and it'll be perfect. So that's just another prompt that you can use. Number 6 is an epic editorial pose that I love to do, and it's basically when you tell your couple to look opposite directions. So they're basically standing, normally like holding hands just in the middle, like normally like probably their right hand and their left hand, and they're standing there, and you tell them to look opposite directions like that, and it's just like a very serious, cool editorial pose that I like to use. And then there's also a possibility you could tell them to like go ahead and like laugh at each other like in the center, things like that. That's just something that I think is cute and that I like to do. When they do that, make sure their legs are like maybe shoulder width apart. Just make sure they look even how they're standing, I would say, for this editorial pose. Number 7 is what I call the temple kiss. This is basically when I ask either the girl or the guy to, you know, kiss the other person on their temple. And I think that's super cute. And there are so many different ways you do this. Like you could do this in the middle of a spin. Like so many different prompts and poses that you could incorporate into the temple kiss, or just like a regular kiss. Like again, like part of an engagement session is just like letting things happen, and then just giving little, you know, giving little prompts as you go. Like, oh, do this. Oh, that was cute. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, you know, like that's kind of how you do an engagement session. Just make sure you're always giving them some sort of instruction or praise so that they know they're doing a really good job. You never want them to feel like they're not doing a good job, because if they ever feel like they're not, you know, looking cute in front of the camera, they're going to then start looking not as cute in front of the camera. You want to keep them looking cute in front of the camera, which most of the couples always look cute in front of the camera. And so you just need to keep praising them and telling them that they're doing awesome, because at the end of the day, it's their engagement session and this is them, and whatever you're capturing on camera that's their personality and that's who they are. And so you just want them to feel confident throughout the whole process. Number 8 is the hug shot. This one is so fun because this is when the guy like hugs a girl from the back, kind of like this type of thing. I really think this one is super cute because depending on like how, you know, depending on the comfortability of the couple, it can get super cute and just fun. And I just love how just like candid and happy and cuddly this particular pose looks. And I think all couples really like it. You can tell them to like look back over their shoulder at each other. They could like kiss or like smile at each other. There's a bunch of different variations you could do within this. You could even tell him to like tickle her suddenly. Like again, so many different things that you could do from within this pose to make it fun for them. Number 9 is the dip and kiss. I love doing this one. It's so cute. You can even have them do like a spin and then a dip and kiss. Like again, however you want to get into this, you can do it. Some guys might need help like figuring out how to dip and kiss, and some guys are just like, oh, I'm gonna dip you, you know? And so just let them kind of do it how they want to do it, because again, it will be genuine to them, and that's what's most important. Another super fun prompt that you can use is when you tell your couple to like run through a field together or just run in general. And they could be like holding hands, like one of them could chase the other one. I've done so many different funny things. And what's really funny is that sometimes these are the photos that they really like just because they're so like authentic and just hilarious. And you know, they're not posed, they're totally just a random thing that happened. And so it's kind of fun for them. And they really like that, like messy hair, candid moments. Like a lot of people like really think it's fun. And so that's something like I like to try to do if my couple, you know, is open to running and just being a little crazier. I think that's like a fun shot you could do. All right, and then number 11 is my bonus pose for you today, which is one of my absolute favorites. This is when she can put her arms around him and like laugh, and then she can even like pop her like left foot up or something like that. So where she just kind of like wraps her arms around him like this. You can even like make sure her elbow is like dipped enough so it's not like this, you know, not like that. So you just kind of want to have like that bend in the elbow. It just looks more pleasant for her basically. And so yeah, and so you just want to like look cute like that, and it's just like such a cute pose. And again, different variations you could do within that. You could tell them to like kiss her cheek or neck or tickle her again, like just a lot of ways to create, you know, those candid moments within like a starting pose. And I think that's like the point of engagement sessions, is to give them something to start with, like some type of pose to start in, but then kind of just give directions to kind of get them to do other things. But to them, it feels totally natural and gradual because they're already like in this thing and they're already doing something. And then I think at the end of the day, they will really enjoy their experience working with you. I hope these 10, 11 poses were helpful to you. I hope that they will prove to be beneficial to you at your next session. And if you have liked this video so far, you can just go ahead and like the video, and then you can subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this, and leave a comment with your favorite pose that I talked about from today. Or even better, if you have another pose as prompt that you love to use, write it in the comments. That way, like, you can share with others and they can also like use this special prompt that you've come up with. I want to hear what you think and the things that you've done to make your engagement sessions really fun for your couples as well. If you are interested in seeing 10 family poses that I love to use at my family sessions, then that video is going to be next.